Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me and welcome to part 3 of the Run Strength series. Today I will be focusing on the internal and external rotators. These are muscles of the hip and of the pelvic structure. They're important for pelvic alignment and knee alignment, also helping make sure that you can get good glute activation, which is important for when your leg goes backwards. So lots of important roles that these deep internal muscles play, and we're going to work on them today. So start lying down onto your left side. Now I like to come down, head onto my hand. You can be on your forearm or all the way down lying, whichever is best for you. From there, bend your bottom leg up straight. Top leg lengthens out. Now start with the parallel. The first thing to understand is external rotation. So from parallel here, twist your thigh in your hip socket, and then back to parallel. So what I'm doing, if you have your hand here on your femur, then you can feel that it twists around towards the ceiling, kind of like your knee is moving. And this is where you can start to see how these deep rotator muscles play a role in knee alignment. So this is external rotation, turning it outward. Now it's also partly facilitated by the glute max, the big main butt muscle. So you feel like that muscle at the back is twisting around and pulling your leg around. Then I want you to hold at the next one. Push up like you're driving your toes to the ceiling. Push your heel back down. Now the important thing here is that you have this pelvic your pelvis stabilized. So you're not doing it by having your bottom fall backwards. Really think about that pelvic stability, core connecting in, driving up, pushing down. And you'll feel this kind of all in and around your glutes, maybe even deeper, which is those deep rotator muscles working. So right now this is all in external rotation, then we're facilitating movement from external rotation. Now the next time you are back down, I want you to come back to parallel, then we go internally. Internal rotation, back to parallel. Internal rotation, back to parallel. Now you can do this dorsiflex or plantar flex, doesn't matter, but I want you to, that's with your foot, whichever position you would like your foot to be in. But I want you to really feel that it is your thigh twisting in your hip socket. And if it feels initially like you don't have much range of movement, that is very normal. Now the next time you have yourself internally rotated, bend your knee. Then you're going to go knee together, heel together, knee together, heel together. So this is actually going from internal rotation all the way around to external rotation. It's like you're drawing a rainbow shape, and all the while your pelvis stays neutral, stabilized with your breath. And this is you're probably feeling this lots around in your butt cheek. Just keep breathing through, and then you're going to stop on your knees together. Small pulsing upward. So it's almost like I'm thinking about driving my heel up to the ceiling, and my thigh here is still internally rotated. Now there's lots of different variations you can do with this, but just play around with finding internal and external rotation. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, last one. Very good. Now roll right over onto your back. When you are there, place your heels onto the mat or onto your floor and come into external rotation with your legs. So I'm back to that outward rotating. Push your heels down. Then you're going to find your neutral spine, neutral pelvis. Lift straight up, lower down. Now when you do this, think about squeezing right up here at the top of the bottom of your bottom cheek, as well as having that outward wrapping. And you're using these external rotators as you now come through hip extension. So as you know, hip extension is important during your run. When your leg goes back behind you, that's hip extension. And so we need to strengthen those muscles so that you can get a stronger extension and therefore more power to drive through on the other side. Checking here that you're coming through with control. Try to keep your ribs collected together, not flaring up to the ceiling, and your shoulders, neck, head relaxed. We're going to do 4 more. 3, 2. Then I want you to hold up on your next one. Small pulsing, just kind of coming a little bit down, back up. Working through a bit of endurance here for these muscles. Find your breath, stay in it. Lots of pelvic stability required, so try to let one side of your pelvis dip down towards the floor more than the other. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Very good. Bring yourself all the way down. And then come on up. We're going to rotate over and do all of that on the other side. So bring yourself down now. Again, head in hand or all the way down as you wish. Bottom leg stays bent. Take your top leg, lengthen it out, starting with external rotation. So from parallel to external, back to parallel. Now it might feel a little bit difficult at first to get this range of movement or to find this movement in your body, but be persistent and really look for that idea of that outward wrapping around. And you'll start to find over time that it comes more easily with less restriction. But just keep checking on the alignment here of your pelvis, that you can keep it neutral, and that you're keeping your legs straight, getting that butt cheek in the back wrapping around. The next time you are externally rotated, lift up like you're sending your toe to the ceiling, push back down. Now you can come through whatever range here is available to you, provided that your pelvis is not tipping backwards. You don't have to come through a huge range. And I have my foot dorsiflex, that's where your toes are towards you, because it makes it a little bit more in my hamstring in the back. So if it's too much in your hamstring, then point your toe and do it, and that will take a bit of load off there. And just checking in here on your breathing and your pelvis and your core. Now this time when you are back down, come back to parallel, then we're going internal, parallel, internal, parallel. Again, you choose your foot position, but look for this drawing in and back out. And you should, again, feel here that your your femur is twisting, not just that your foot is moving or that your pelvis is moving. Then the next time you are internally rotated, leave it there, bend your knee, knees together, heels together, knees together, heels together. So what I'm taking you through is just a very quick sequence that you can do, which includes both internal and external rotation, therefore your internal and external rotator muscles of your body, and that lets you kind of explore them within a range of movement and with a bit of load. Always, of course, with that pelvis staying put. Hold the next time your knees are together, and then push up and lower. And try to really find on your core, on your exhale, that you can get your core engaged with a bit of pelvic floor connection. Your pelvic floor connects into those internal rotators, all those deep muscles. So it's important to have that strengthened and controlled. And of course, keep breathing. You're almost there. Do 3 more. 2. Last one. Very good. That is it for your internal and external rotators. Hope you enjoyed and are having the chance to go through the Run Strength series. Put your questions in the comments, and thanks so much.